Hi all, welcome back. Thank you for watching through. As I said before, I'm all about adaptations. I love them. Yay! So I'm basically reviewing 3 different comic book adaptations of The Odyssey, a timeless classic written by Homer, for my class at Texas Holmes University. This next one is by Classics Illustrated. Huzzah! Isn't it wonderful? It's horrible! Yay! No, but really, the painting on the front is this is just part of the wonder of older comic books. This is the Cyclops throwing a rock at Odysseus' ship, but the logic is it doesn't make sense. He's facing us, and his eye is still there. Look at it. It's still there. So, this is a reprint, probably like the 6th reprint that they've done. This is not the original line drawing, but it is the one that they used when they first published this comic. It was available online in the United States, so, and they were really popular in Canada, so. This one specifically was printed in 1951 and the reprint is from 2011, so this one is pretty recent. That's why it says $9.99. Originally these were 10 cents. So in the beginning there's a little bit of an overview or introduction to the Odyssey and kind of the history of Classics Illustrated and kind of why they decided to add the Odyssey to their list of issues. At the beginning of the graphic novel, there's an introduction to the story, and Odysseus is the narrator. It is third person, but there's conversations between people, and that way you know who's who. The art is pretty awful. It's it's gross. I don't like it. Yeah, it was a line drawing, and then they colorized it, but when they colorized it, they used way too many primary colors. Like if you see, Odysseus is kind of gangly. Like he's not what I would expect Odysseus to be, but I mean it still works. There's lots of colors. So if you're a kid, this is great. This draws your eye, and kids would like this. And it is intended for a childlike audience, or just younger kids. Everybody's really hairy too, like the hair on the hogs and on the Cyclops, pretty gnarly. I don't know. And then there's another thing that I noticed throughout the graphic novel is I felt like they kind of got lazy with depicting the characters by just coloring them all one color, like they were a silhouette. There's also a lot of subjectification of women, side leg, you know, light clothing where you can see stuff, and I don't see in what world a dress would fall that way, like right in between your legs. It's really weird. I thought that was weird. Again, lots of colors going on. Most of them are all kind of reddish brown haired, so there's not really any variance between that. This is Nausicaa, she's blonde in this one. Penelope and Telemachus do not get a feature until the very end. They don't even discuss it in the beginning, it's just Odysseus' adventures and conversations between other people. Right here is Penelope, she's got dark brown hair, and here's Telemachus, fair-haired and blonde, which makes sense, you know, because both his parents had dark hair, therefore he'd be blonde. The logic follows. And then also there's like a little tidbit about Homer, and then some other miscellaneous information about a play and Bosco the dog. And then the introduction is continued on the back. There's always this one scene in every comic book adaptation of the audience of the Odyssey. Whew, wow. Where Penelope is just laying on her bed, just completely dissatisfied and unhappy, and her butt is always in the air. It's lovely, but it makes sense, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Those Greeks, we don't know what they're thinking. And then of course there's not very many exaggerated actions or facial expressions. It's pretty basic. It's left for you to imagine how people would react and what they would look like, because the comic book isn't as detailed. As you can tell, the background kind of matches the foreground with the characters, and there isn't really too many situations where it's more in detail in the background than the foreground, and the characters all kind of look very similar. There are still intricate line drawings for a comic book. It would take forever to do an Illustrator, so other than that, I thought this was really funny. It's good for kids. It even mentions in the back, now that you have read the classics, illustrated edition, don't miss the added enjoyment of reading the original. So it's kind of like an ode to the original, or the source text of the Odyssey, and it's directing readers to read the classic that we know and love today. So that's something that you can appreciate. Thank you so much for watching, and have an awesome day!